guys. Happy Tuesday. This is Tricia Turner. This is our podcast, Walk Away Wealthy, formerly known as Anything But Average, coming to you every Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central, to bring you some positivity, some success stories, because I believe everybody has a story to tell, and I want to bring some positive messages to the world. So today, I've got Chris Almarez with me, and he's got quite a story to tell you guys. Not only are we going to give you some insight into what we believe is going on in the market right now and what you need to do to stay relevant if you want to continue to be in the real estate market, but to share a little bit about a transition that he just made that's going to totally change the game for him. So first of all, let's have you, Christopher. I want people to kind of know a little bit about your backstory. So tell everybody, where you are in the world, what you do for a living, and how long you've been doing that.
I don't know if we have enough time to give the full backstory, but we'll do the Reader's Digest version. So my name is Christopher Almarez. I am the team leader of Houston's finest realty group. We are brokered by EXP. I've been in the business now, real estate business, a little over 9 years, been in the industry a little bit longer on the mortgage side. And right now we actually I have a team. My team is of 19 currently. We joined EXP with 15, and we have already gotten 4 more agents that wanted to come on and take the ride and, see the vision that we saw by making a jump and everything. So we just opened, I'm proud to announce that we just opened our EXP office in Katy. So we just opened an office. We do have an in-house lender, in-house credit repair company also in the house, because I believe it's very important for my group to have, a one-stop shop, everything right there. So I started in the mortgage business, and right away while I was in the mortgage business, I didn't know much. And I knew that the more education I could get, the more people I could help. From the mortgage industry, I actually got an opportunity to go and talk to a different real estate company. I didn't know real estate at the time. However, we flew out to go to interview a real estate company in Arizona, came back, and we started interviewing agents. And when we were interviewing the agents, the CEO actually said, "Hey, now we need somebody to run the company. I believe we can bring it down here, open it up in Houston." I said, "Great, I got the right person." I was making a call. And when I came back into the office to tell them that I set up the appointment with the individual I wanted them to meet with, they said, "We already found the person." I said, "Well, who's that?" They pointed up at the board, and I saw the CEO, the CFO, and then I saw the COO, and that was my name. And I was like, "What is CHO? COO? What am I supposed to be doing? Is this like choo choo, run the train?" And they said, "No, you're going to be the chief operating officer." At that time, I really didn't know much about real estate, but I'm a salesman and I know how to sell. I'm also a trainer. So I know how to train people. Coaching, I got a different way of coaching. I'm more of the type of coach that you hire in the gym, the trainer. If you tell me you can't do it, I'm going to force you to give me an extra 20. And that's what I look for. I make sure my agents are coming in and they're ready to actually work and they're hungry. So the real estate company that we opened back in the day, back in 2017, was called Clayton Nash. We opened it back in 2017. In my first year, I recruited over 230 agents. We had 4 of the top 25 agents in the city of Houston. Mind you, there's over 47,000 agents. So to have 4 of the top 25 in your office, it was huge. And one of the things that I learned from these mega teams was the systems that they had that got them where they were at. And at the end of the day, it's systems. Everybody uses the same systems. It's just, what path are you taking to go down that road? And I quickly found out that systems don't fail. The systems are there and the systems are in place. The systems don't fail. It's the people that fail the systems. And that's when I had to start saying, okay, if we can get the right system to where it's, I don't want to say dummy proof, but pretty much, and anybody can follow it, as long as we have the path paved, then that's where we're able to reach that goal. I was fortunate enough to acquire a great team, great people that follow me, and we gradually grew. So with my experience in working with these top producing teams, it showed me what all the teams needed, and it allowed me and gave me the ability to create my own team. now, like I said, I have a team. We did roughly about 175 transactions last year.
Good.
So we are kind of under the radar, which is okay with me.
Yeah.
So, but everything's going great, and it's a path that I'm glad to have joined the likes of the Tricia's Turners, the Jenna Turners, being down the same, having an upline with the Sotos and the
Oh yeah.
Monica Figueroas and the Gil Ramos and the Carlos Germans, having these guys now as somebody that have already paved the way. Uh, Trust me, making the switch from my previous brokerage over to EXP was a no-brainer. So
So let's go back to some of that stuff that you said. So first of all, the average statistics with real estate agents are set they sell 4 to 6 homes a year. So
mhm,
true. Average real estate agent makes $39,000 a year. You said something in the very beginning about being a gym trainer, and that someone says they can't do it, you're going to make them do 20 more.
correct.
What is it that you think that you're doing differently, or what is it that you're doing differently to get your agents into that kind of production mode where they're not the average agent, they're selling more than 4 to 6 homes, they have to be to doing those kind of numbers? What do you think the
Exactly.
problem is?
So first of all, it's lead by example.
Yeah.
You have to lead by example. I used to go into Champions Real Estate School and talk to new agents that were getting their license and everything. And I used to look them all in the eye and tell them, hey, listen, there's 40 of y'all here. But after 2 years, be lucky if there's only four. There might be only four of y'all in the business. And the reason being is that a lot of people get into real estate because they watch TV. They see HGTV and they think, oh, I'm going to get on there. I'm going to become real estate. I'm going to flip a home and it's going to be easy peasy. It's not. Inman did a study saying that the average real estate agent works 35 hours a week. All right. That's the average real estate agent works 35 hours a week. The average real estate agent also closes less than 5 homes a year. Okay. So if you want to be average real estate agents, you've already said the numbers. That's like working a regular job. You're going to make $30,000 to $40,000.
Yep.
I let my agents know all the time. If you want to be average, then you're going to be average. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have time. I will not spend my time. I will not give my time to an agent that wants to be average. All of my people, I give 80% of my time to 20% of the producers because typically 20% is doing 80% of the work.
Yep.
So what I show my people is if they want to ride with me, they want to go on these trips that I go on, then they got to be the top producers. So I actually incentivize my agents to push to be at the top because I do incentivize them. And I also let them know that at the end of the day, it's up to you. How hungry are you? You're going to eat what you kill. So we actually go out there and we do have times. I tell my agents it's very important. First, you have to have your time scheduled. There's no such thing as time management. You cannot stop the clock. That clock is going to keep on ticking. So we can't control the time, but you have to prioritize. And one of the things that I think helps me is that I force my agents to first focus on the family, because if you do not have your home structured and stable, then you're not going to be able to leave for the amount of time that you need to leave to go out and do your listing appointments or to do your open houses or to sit quietly and make your calls. So I try to help them structure their home first. Once we have that foundation and we know that the home life is good, then guess what? They can put in the 10 to 12 hours and know that, hey, I still have time for my rest, my relaxation, and my family. So one of the things that has helped me a lot right now getting the agents in is, one, they're all hungry. Two, is like I tell them, we have the leads, we have the resources to feed them. If they don't want to eat, somebody else is going to come and eat that food for them. So I think that's the number one thing that has helped, working with the agents to let them know, don't don't burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that if they are married or if they have a significant other, if they have children, that they still leave time for them, because if they don't, it's going to affect their business. So that's what I'm doing right now to get them in the office. Like I said, some of them work later hours, but at the end of the day, if you sit down and check the time slots, there's certain dead times in the day that you don't call clients. They're at work or they're busy. So those are the times that they focus on getting their personal stuff situated. So I think what helps me is just time, helping them manage their time and prioritizing it.
So I'm a big believer in a morning routine and a very structured schedule. I live on my calendar. I believe that if you're self-disciplined, you'll do much better in life. For your real estate agents and for people that you're coaching and training, what do you kind of walk them through? What does a normal day look like for them?
So that's the first thing I always make sure. First thing, wake up in the morning, check your emails, see if you got any other email, see if you got any emails from anybody that was you were putting in an offer for, or any new leads that came in, any of the leads that responded. So first and foremost, that's what they got to do. They get up, they look at their emails. I personally I don't like my clients to call too early, the clients. So we actually have time blocks. So I'll put them from 10 to 12. Well, actually from 10 to 2 is a time block, one of them that I give them, and then from 2 to 6 as far as making their calls.
Okay.
So I make sure that they actually first check your emails. Secondly, the second thing that I make them do is follow up on all their leads. Now we use Follow Up Boss, and we have different lead sources. You know, we have Whitley, we use Whitley, we use Ylopo, and then we have our own Facebook leads that come in. So they have three different sources of leads that they need to manage and go out there. So number one thing is you got your coffee, you're following up on your leads, you're calling them back. Then we start setting our appointments. And pretty much, you know, kind of like from 12 to 2 is a dead time that I like to get with the agents, because that's when I want them to go out. That's their networking time, go out to lunch and meet people. But basically, first thing in the morning, get up, follow your emails, make your calls, follow up on your leads. You have your break and then repeat. So we repeat it twice a day. So what you do in the morning, your calls, your emails, your calls, your follow up, you do the same thing in the evening also.
You have to. And here's what I think. I believe that, like you said, the average agent works like 35 hours a week. Same. I don't like. I was saying it to my partner this morning. I was like, that most agents can't walk a day in my shoes, nor walk a day in your shoes, because we're like always moving, and we don't just have real estate sales. We're running a business, so it's like we have
Yes.
multiple things going on. I am big, especially right now with the market the way it has just shifted. I think everyone needs to get back to their basics, because the last 2 years we were in this frenzy, like a shark tank, where anybody could sell anything. Home sales were, record highs. They were selling before they even hit the market, multiple offers, but that's over. And it's
Yes.
over in most areas. So it's like we're going to have to get back to what we know, and how you built your business and how I built my business and how people that we collaborate with built their businesses. I'm a big believer here in the agents doing open houses and door knocking. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree 100%. So on open houses, what I require my agents to do is you're going to do the open house. It's nothing that is going from one day to the next. So what we have them do, typically it's not just one agent. We always send two agents out to do the open house, and we actually split the block. So I make my agents do CMAs on the entire block, and they go door knocking while they're there doing that open house. And they're letting the other residents know, hey, listen, we're working for Mr. and Mrs. Smith over here. And while we were doing that, we were pulling comps, and we actually pulled comps on your house. So here's a free CMA on what it is that your house currently sells for. And if you would like to know more on how we can actually get you this price, our number's on there. Please give us a call. And if you have time, why don't you come over and see the job that we're doing? And we would also like to interview for the job to list your home, because we believe this is a job and not just a hobby that we're picking up. So please come on over. We invite them over to the listing, and guess what? Maybe they're not looking for a house, but maybe they have a relative or a friend that is looking for a house, and it's in the neighborhood, and it'll bring them close. So that's one of the things that I'm a big believer in. I
Okay.
used to always tell people when I first started doing open houses, I used to think outside the box. And back then, in the '07, '08, '09s, people didn't know how to get the people in and everything anymore, because people were scared. Man, I put on a circus. I'd take a barbecue pit out there. I'd have some music. I'd draw the attention to bring
Yeah.
people into the house and everything. And I would try to make friends. You're talking about going back, to the basics. And
Yep.
that's one of the things that I'm really, really big on, is not only having a client, but actually turning that client into a friend.
Yep.
So the way the industry is shifting now, I truly believe that back then, like you said, you get 10 offers. Now it's not a seller's market. Now it's turning into a buyer's market. Now the problem is getting your buyer to make that offer. And the best way you can do that is by education. So I'm really big, Trish, on getting my agents as educated as they can be
Mhm.
so that they can actually talk to the clients and inform the clients what are the opportunities that there are today. Many people think that it's not a good time to buy because the interest rates are going up. I bought my first house in the 90s and I was happy. I was paying 9% interest. And I was happy because my parents were paying 11% interest. So
Right.
I got a great deal.
Yeah.
So I tell people now, simple question, you know, what's higher, 100 or 6? Because I'd rather pay 6% on a mortgage than pay 100% on a rental that you're throwing 100% of your money away. So you just now, I think it's more educating the consumers on making that purchase and letting them know because there's no rush anymore. Now they can pick and choose what they want. So it's going to come down to how much do they believe in that agent, and they're only going to believe in that agent one if they see the if they see the agent is educated and knows what they're talking about. But there's an old saying that says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's where I go back to the basics, letting them know, listen, I'm not, so this is my pet peeve. I'm sorry, I'm venting.
No,
One of my
good.
pet
Do
peeves
it.
is most real estate agents, we all take a fiduciary responsibility. And most real estate agents think with their pocket. They don't think about what's in the best interest of the client. What we focus on is the best interest of the client. I do not recommend and I do not ever advise my agents to take a reduction in commission. We earn what we earn. But what we do is we go out there and we educate them and teach them what is the best process,
Yep.
what is the best loan program. A lot of people get stuck into an FHA. If you have to, I understand. But everybody knows a conventional is better. So once you explain to the client the pros and cons of both of them, the same thing with down payment assistance
Yep.
programs. That's great for for clients that need it. But guess what? I specialize and I take a lot of pride in getting my clients into a home for little to zero out of pocket because I look for the USDA programs. If they're a first time home buyer, I look for the DPAs. Not only that, I do focus on new construction because new constructions give money. They
Yep.
give closing cost help. So if I can help somebody get in it, great. If not, then that's when we go to the resale and we see what type of negotiations we can do with the seller to try to help my client get in for little out of pocket. But that goes when you show them how much you care. If you don't, then they're going to look at you and guess what? I've gotten clients that fired real estate agents because all they were trying to do was put them in a home
Yeah.
because they saw that commission check.
Yep.
I'm trying to help them. So, and I think that's what we're going to have to go back to. The client is going to look for that person who's going to show them that they care about their well-being instead of just about that commission check they're receiving.
I totally agree. Here's another thing I want to talk about because the media, everywhere you look, every news, every outlet, everyone on TV, they're talking about the crash. Is this another, 08, 9, and 10? I was a lender during that time. I was a lender from 2004 to 2010. You also were in the mortgage industry. So we know what was going on and how bad things really were. And then you hear people that are educated, like you and I, telling everyone it's not like it was in '08. Can we talk about that a little bit and why we feel that way?
So first of all, back, '06, '07, before then, if you could fog a mirror, you can get a loan. Guess what? There is a law that was passed, the Dodd-Frank law. Ever since that law was passed, a mortgage person cannot put somebody in a home if they are not able to qualify. So there's more regulations out there today than what there was before '07 and '08 with the crash. So they've already done everything, put all the measures in place for the crash not to happen again. So when people ask me, is it a right time to buy? It's always a right time to buy.
Yep.
What happened back then is not going to happen anymore. There's measures in place. You cannot just qualify for a home today just because you want a home. So investors, I understand that it might not be the time for investors because money is not as cheap anymore. However, for somebody who's trying to buy a home, it's always the right time. Like I said, I paid 9%. The interest is 6%. Now, I'm part of another organization called NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and we had a convention in DC back in March. And an economist came out and he did warn us. He did tell us the rates are going to go up one more time. They're going to hit the sixes and everything. However, next year they're looking for everything to level out and then to start coming back down again. So things have been in place. Money was really cheap, and I believe everything was strategically done. But the market is not going to crash because, and I'm not no expert, I'm giving you my personal opinion. So, but just because of everything that I've seen in the past with the regulations that the mortgage industry has, they're not just approving anybody. You have to show that you can actually sustain that household. So that's why I say, for people that are screaming that the sky's falling, the sky's not falling.
Sky's not falling. And two, think of it like this. It's like we just went through 2 years of buyers, an influx of people coming from out of state coming to Texas. Texas is still a hot spot. So we still have people coming in. We have people that have been looking for a home for 2 years and still couldn't find one because there was no inventory. And then if you think back, if you really look at like the numbers, there were so many people coming in, especially 12 months ago, 14 months ago, that couldn't find a home. They ended up in a 1-year rental. They went into an apartment for a year. So those people are still buyers. They're still looking, and it's a great time to buy. So I believe, and I tell everybody this, I'm like, yes, we have more homes coming on the market. And yes, we're in a little bit of a quiet time right now because people are freaking out on this interest rate, which they shouldn't be. However, we have a ton of buyers that are just waiting for these houses. A ton.
Yes, there. I live in Katy, and if you stand on the corner of 99 and I-10, you can literally see about 10 different apartment complexes. And the bad thing is that most people that go into an apartment, a lot of them, one, they couldn't get into a house.
Yep.
So they get into an apartment thinking that that's the best and easiest thing for them to get into. But all those people right there, and this is where I come back to, it's going to become education. If you can educate those people, do you not think that somebody wants to own their own home? There's a ton of opportunities out there. If they're building apartments left and right, why? Because there's a need for housing. So the housing, I actually have a builder account also. And the builder that I work with right now, they just released 3 blocks to me. So they're fixing to start building on 3 more blocks. Their goal is they want to have 100 homes in inventory because they know that this is a slowdown and this is giving the builder the time to recoup and get caught up with the inventory shortage. So I do not see it slowing down in the construction industry. I'm dead center in the construction industry with new homes. It's not slowing down. The builders that I work for are double timing. We actually brought on a new builder because we were so far behind. So, the opportunity is going to come down to, can you convince that client? Can you convince that client that this is the best opportunity for them? And real quick, and I'm sorry I'm jumping off, and I'm told you I will babble. That's where it comes back to the education and videos. I actually, I was cutting it close right now because we actually just did a photo shoot. So I do a photo shoot for my team once a month, and we do videos. And one of the things that we make sure that we do is we educate them and let them know about the opportunities out there. I highly recommend to the agents out there, stop putting videos out bragging about what you did. Oh, I just sold a home. Or congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Tell me how you got Mr. and Mrs. Smith in that home if they had difficulties. Because you know what? The Joneses over there, they might have the same credit difficulties that the Smiths had, but they'll never ask you unless you put that information out there. So there's clients out there, they just don't know the questions to ask. So it's our job to go out there and inform them and let them know what it is that you need to know to be able to buy a home.
Absolutely. Totally love all this insight because there's so much misconception out there. Like I told somebody the other day, when you realize what we as real estate professionals, the real duty that we actually have, I mean, it's a multitude of things, but when the economy's in a slowdown like it is right now, just one home sale fuels 26 different industries. And
Mhm.
so it's your job and it's my job to keep making sure that we're
Yeah.
selling homes, that we're educating our agents, that we're training them so that they know what they're doing, and that we're talking to buyers and sellers and we're actually guiding them the right way. And like I told my agents here, if you think about it like this, if there were no more home sales, if there or home sales came to a screeching halt, with those 26 different industries, that's families in all those different industries. It's real estate agents, it's title companies, it's insurance, it's movers, it's painters, it's everything, landscapers, 26 of them. And so when you look at that, and they say it too, they're like the real estate sales are what's going to pull us out of a slower economy. You as a homeowner out there, if you guys are paying attention to this, y'all, it's y'all's duty too to help us out. And you real estate agents that are maybe not part of a company that is really like passionate about this, you really need to think about that, because without us really moving the needle forward, I don't know where our economy would go. And that's kind of an alarming thing, I believe.
Yeah, it really is. And you hit the nail on the head. So many entities, so many, jobs are related into
Yep.
construction. And it's true. I love when I go out and I show a house to one of the clients and I'll see the carpenters, the roofers, the painters, and they always know whenever we do a walkthrough, if something's needed, I'll get on them and say, hey guys, we need to hit this house. But you're right. They appreciate the fact that if it wasn't for the real estate agent, they would not have a job.
No.
They wouldn't have a job or anything. But once again, like I said, I keep reiterating, it comes down to how educated is that real estate agent to be able to explain to people the benefits and the pros and the cons. I have people telling me now it's not a good time to invest. And I'm like, well, why not? I just bought a new house. I just bought another house, to invest in and
Yep.
everything. And I'm taking advantage of the opportunity. They always say, the best time to make money is during a crisis and everything, because everybody's running away instead of running to it.
Yep.
The rich get richer, in times like this, and the poor get poorer because they're not educated. So what we need to do is go out there and educate those people, because when I say investors, a first-time home buyer, that's their largest investment they'll ever make. So that is an investor. So you have to go and teach them that this is the right opportunity to go out there and buy. Yes, the interest is 6%, but let's do simple math. On your mortgage, how much of that's going to your principal opposed to on your rent and everything. So, we do carry, and like you said, it's insurance would not, well, mortgage insurance and everything.
Yep.
But you also got, like you said, your lenders, your title companies, that it all involves the mortgage industry. And you hit the nail on the head.
We got to keep this economy going.
Yes.
Here's what I want you guys to know too that are paying attention to the show, because the show goes all over the place,
Mhm.
mostly consumed by real estate agents. So I'm a broker. I had my own independent company for years. I've been at every big box company out there. I would not know Christopher if he would not have switched over to EXP. I didn't know him. And he literally is 10 minutes from my office. Our offices are 10 minutes apart. We both live in Katy, and I didn't know him. And we've been in the industry for years. Now I can't wait to do things with him, do events with him, collaborate with him. And the only reason is because of EXP. And I think that is the coolest thing ever.
Yes. I'm going to tell you what, not to get biblical, but I use this analogy as, you can call me Saul. All right. So Saul in the Bible crucified all the Christians, anybody that praised Christ, he was crucifying them and everything until he got blinded. And then he saw the light. And Saul turned into Paul, who now has 2 books written in the Bible. And he turned into the greatest apostle there is. At the beginning, I did not, when EXP started, I was approached by a lot of independent agents that were not producing, and they were just trying to come and recruit.
Yep.
And I wasn't favorable of that model. I used to tell them, hey, listen, why don't you go out and try to sell some homes, and you can make more money than trying to come and recruit me and earn some, equity or whatever off of me. But that was the misconception that I had, because I was attracted by the wrong people.
Yes.
After I saw, there's an event here in Houston called Relaunch, and Jenna Turner was having the event, and the people that came down, Veronica Figueroa, the Sotos, Ozzy Ramirez, you were there and everything. And I seen everybody sitting down at a table, and I seen everybody collaborating. and people were sharing what it was that they were doing. They were asking, hey, what CRM system are you using? Or, hey, what does your ISA playbook look like?
Yep.
And these top producing leaders were sharing their information with one another. And I was like, wait a minute, this is something I've never seen before. Because in the real estate industry, most real estate agents, they don't want to share what's getting them to that level because you're their competition.
Yep.
You're their competition. You're going to take away their clients and everything. I never saw things like that. I'm a giver. I pay things forward, and you reap what you sow. They come back. And when I saw that this is what was going on with this organization, I said, wait a minute, y'all are helping each other. At that point, I did ask for a little bit more information and to see how they helped each other. And it was a no brainer. Where I was at, I felt that I was at the peak, and there was nobody above me with the past company that I was with that could have showed me the way the Veronica Figueroas, the Gil Ramos, the Carlos Germans, the Sotos, the Turners. I needed somebody to tell me, hey, Christopher, this is how you get it to the next level. Because once again, it's the systems. So I didn't have my systems. I thought I had the systems that I knew that got me to the same level as the other people I knew. But I want to be, at the level, where these guys are. I mean, they're doing thousands of homes a year.
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, I love to be able to go and do that also. So when I saw the opportunity that these people were willing to share the information, I looked at it differently. So for those of y'all that don't know, yes, you do make money off the agents, off your downline. But if your agents are not producing, what are you making? This organization, this downline that we are under, they're opening the doors. They're opening their books. They are showing us and teaching us this is how you get more business. And guess what? I had no choice. So now I got more business that I can handle. I have to now recruit more people for them to take the overload of leads that we have and everything, because my agents are saying, hey, Christopher, slow down. We had one lead source. Now we got 3 lead sources. So that's what's going on now. Because I saw the servant heart of these people willing to share and pay it forward. Now they're forcing me to bring on more people. They're helping me get to that next level. And that's what you need in life. If you don't have somebody that's going to help you, show you the way to the top, you're never going to get there. And the one thing that I love, and I truly believe that the Gils and the Veronica and the Carloses and the Sotos are in the position they're in, is because they share it, they pay it forward. And that's what I'm doing now. I look at those guys as ladder extenders. They're up there on the top. They're extending that ladder down to us to help us get to that level. And by natural cause, we're having to bring on more people. We're having to recruit, and the attraction's coming because they're like, hey, they see our agents and they're like, damn, how are y'all doing that? How are you driving that? You're going here, you're going there. Well, it's because this is what we're doing now. Now we know how to work the systems. The systems are there. Systems don't fail. People fail systems. So,
just from meeting you and you guys, I just met him last week. I was like, you got to come on the podcast. I went to his grand opening because here's why. Like when I was running my own company, again, I was in the same position where I was at the top. There was nobody that could show me a better way. And nobody here in Houston was going to talk to me because I'm a competitor. However, and I was in a coaching program. Once I got in with EXP and got in with our core group of people, and there's about 60 of us, it was like, where have you been my whole life? It was like-minded people. It was energy. It was synergy. I mean, you want to be with these people nonstop. It's constantly learning. How do we do this? Can we do this? How can we make this better? Because when I was running my own company, my big awakening was the first year in business as the broker owner, issuing those 1099s. And some of people were making 18,000 and 22,000. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do y'all pay your bills? Like we got to change this. And so that's when I started bringing in like coaching and training to my own independent brokerage. But then honestly, because I am a broker, and when I got my broker's license, I believe it was to help the agent, always to help the agent live an abundant life, because real estate is hard. And I come from a really hard upbringing and trying to reinvent the wheel myself to be successful in real estate. And it was a struggle. And then I managed to figure everything out because I got with the right people doing the right things. But most people are misguided. And so when I got my broker's license, it was to help the agent so that they can live an abundant life and make 6 figures plus. However, most agents, they don't think like that. And they don't really think of that long term, like, what does 10 years look from now, and
Mhm.
20 years? Do I still want to be on listing appointments? And if you do, that's fine. But at the end of the day, what if we go through a slowdown and you don't have any transactions? There's always got to be another way. And when you're trying to figure it out by yourself, you can't. So as a broker, when I took that oath that I was going to be the broker, it was to provide a better life for the agents, and EXP was the only way, because it is the only model like this that can provide multiple streams of income and collaborate with the best of the best so that we can all live in abundance.
Yeah, and it's funny you said that about the broker situation. There's a broker that came to the our grand opening and everything, which I'm working on, and and I started asking her, why are you a broker? Why are you doing this? You broke off, you open up your own office and everything, and she says, oh well, because I want to have my own stuff. I said, you could always have your own stuff. I said, I run in an office, running 5 different offices. Guess who's the last one to get paid? The broker. Those teams are the ones that are making all the money because they don't have the overhead that most brokers have. And I asked her a simple question. Did you become a broker so that you can enjoy life a little bit more and help? I said, because my goal as a broker, is to help educate, mentor, and train and everything, right? Not to be out there, doing listing presentations or open houses or anything. I said, so are you currently working? She goes, yes. I said, so you're a producing broker. You have to be in production to produce. I mean, in order to keep it running. She
Yep.
says, yeah. I said, why? Why would you do that? You're not able to make money. You're not able to have the freedom. But people think that by becoming a broker and opening up their own office, that's the cream of the crop. That's what you want to do. It's not. You're actually in business. If you're in real estate, you should be in real estate to help people, help get them in homes. Secondly, yes, you're going to make plenty of money in it if you're doing it right. So with EXP, what it showed me was, like you said, other opportunities of revenue. Another thing is retention. Agents are always going to leave a brokerage if they're not getting the support that they're getting. Here at EXP, it gives you the opportunity to bring your agents on. I tell my people all the time, the only way I'm going to get up to the Tricia Turner state is is if I can find somebody to fill my shoes. So I need y'all to fill my shoes in order for me to get to the next level. So therefore, we're going to give them the education and the opportunities to get it. I tell my team all the time, we're a group, but inside this group, because of EXP, you build your own team in the form of the downline. So now they have their downline that they're able to build and everything. So now it gives my agents an opportunity. One, they don't have to leave me because we're partners. We're partners in this. So, and it benefits me to educate that agent on how to bring more people in so that I'm helping them now build their future wealth and everything also. So EXP, without a doubt, has shown me and given me opportunities that unfortunately no one else has. And I'll tell you this, the opportunities are a perk. It's a plus.
Yep.
And I tell people all the time, it's the organization that you join. And like you said, our upline, some very, very, very powerful teams that are in it and everything. And why did they come? These are teams. These aren't independent agents. These are teams that are coming. Tricia Turner, Jenna Turner, Ozzy Ramirez, the Gaydon team, the Franklin team. You have all these big teams that came to EXP. Why? It's not, trust me, the grass isn't greener on the other side, guys. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So over here, you still have to water the grass and everything, but the camaraderie and the willing to share. Nobody is holding. I mean, trust me. I mean, I just got somebody's ISA playbook yesterday, and I'm like, whoa, these guys are willing to share all this information. Yes, it is. It's not, the brokerage doesn't make the agents. The agents make the brokerage. And this right here, these agents that we are part of, they're the ones that convince me that, hey, this is the right brokerage to be with, because they all have servant hearts. I mean, you yourself, I mean, you came out, reached out and everything, which I really greatly appreciate it. But this is what it is. This is what EXP is all about.
The coolest thing, one of the things, not the coolest thing, one of the coolest things is that you're so close to that. Like I'm like looking for people that we can engage with and we can collaborate with that are like us, that get it. So you guys paying attention out there. Number one, you're supposed to pay attention to who you're paying attention to. We're going to be blasting off events. Y'all know we got our own event center now too. So it's in build out stage right now. So y'all are going to see all kinds of stuff going on. Why? Because we believe that we're better together, period. No matter where you are. We believe eventually they're all coming. Eventually everyone is going to be with us because there's no better way. It just may take a little bit of time. That's all. Right, Christopher?
Exactly. And hey, listen, if y'all want to know why we actually made the switch, call us, get with us and we'll let y'all know the benefits that we saw and how it is that we are turning our business around and everything. Listen, out of my agents, I probably have about 6 agents that came to me from flat fee brokerages.
Yep.
Why did they come from a flat fee brokerage to come and pay an 80 to come and pay a split and everything? Right. So they came because they saw the opportunity to grow. If you don't have the opportunity to grow, it doesn't matter. 100% of zero is still zero. So if you come over here and you're paying a percentage to learn to make more money, then that's what it's all about. The numbers don't lie. The systems are in place. Listen, one of our upline, Veronica Figueroa, #1 agent in EXP globally and everything. So who better to learn from?
She's killing it. Her whole team is.
Yeah.
Hey, Christopher, before we go, I always like for people to learn something, to walk away with value. Not that they haven't, but as we move through this market and the market continues to define itself, we don't know. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. We shall see. We don't have a crystal ball. But what are 3 things that you're telling your agents that they should be doing to remain relevant and actually be able to stay in production?
So one of the things that I always tell my agent to do is, it's a saying, do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. Get up, call those leads, make those phone calls, do those visits. That way, when you want to have that free time, you can do that free time. I give everybody the example. It's kind of like a parent. You have a child. The kid comes home at 3 o'clock from school and says, "Hey, mom, can I go out and play?" "Well, have you done work?" "No." "Go do your homework." "Okay." It's 4 o'clock. They come back. "Hey, mom, can I go out and play? Did you clean your room?" "No." They go clean their room. They come back. It's 5 o'clock. They come back. "Hey, mom, can I go play?" "Yes." "Be back at 6 for dinner." "But mom," "well, if you would have did what you had to do when you had to do it, then you can do what you want to do when you want to do it." So if you're calling those leads, as you're following up on everybody, then guess what? Those deals are going to be coming and you're going to be able to relax and take those trips whenever you want to do them. That's the first thing. Do what you got to do when you got to do it. The other thing is, I keep preaching to my agents as far as videos, but not just videos, informative videos, and they don't have to be long. I highly believe that if somebody can actually give you a call afterwards, you don't need to tell them everything. I keep telling them hooks. Throw a hook out there. Let them know, "Hey, everybody, Christopher Almarez here with Houston's Finest Realty Group. And today I want to tell you the importance of credit. Your credit determines your program. You can actually get a down payment assistance program, 0% down. For more information, give me a call." That's it. Just throw a hook out there, send them to your links and everything, to your websites to get more information, but be informative. You have to be informative. And the last thing, you got to care and you got to do everything with an open heart. I truly believe, what you put in, you get out. And if you're doing everything with a servant heart and you're not thinking with your pocket, but you're thinking with the best interest of the client, most of my referrals are from families that never thought they could buy a home. But because I spent the time with them and I educated them on the process of buying a home, and then just tell them, "Okay, here's the lender. Okay, you're approved. Let me go look for a house." No, I actually sat down with them and I explained to them, "You can live in this area, but the tax rate is 3.2. Or we can go over here and the tax rate is 2.7. So there's a difference on the monthly payments."
Yep.
Talk to the clients, educate them, help them out and everything. And trust me, I don't have anybody that is doing what they're doing that's not going to make 6 figures this year. So most of my agents, it's discipline. Do what you got to do when you got to do it.
Yep.
It's do the videos, informative videos. And then when you are with the clients, make sure you're doing it with the right intent. Stop thinking that it's just about money, because let me let you know, you might think that nobody knows. Oh, there's somebody up there that knows what you're doing.
Always.
What you put in, you will get out.
I love it. Hey, Christopher, for people that want to learn more about you and your group and your organization, how can they find you?
They can actually go to the website, houstonsfinest.realty. That's our website. We do have an information page on there. You know, if you want to contact us, all of our names, telephone numbers, and addresses on there. And that's houstonsfinest.realty.
I love it. Thank you for being on here with me today. I cannot wait for us to be collaborating, for us to do events, and for us to really bring awareness to our area and do this together, because we are better together, y'all.
Definitely be looking out for those events, because we do have some good events coming up.
Heck yeah. You guys have an awesome day.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.